Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Facebook Live. Today we are joined by Alison, who's the Cancer Care Coordinator, and we are going to share some information about bowel cancer screening. I will quickly show you a couple of introduction slides before we hand it over to our guest speaker. So just bear with me. So just a couple of guidelines to go through before we start. You're welcome to comment on this video and submit any questions, and we'll go through them. We just ask you to be accepting, respect boundaries, don't be rude, don't flood the chat, don't self-promote, and please keep it clean. The session overview today is I will go through some introductory slides, then I'll hand over to Alison from Bowel Cancer Screening Program, and we will then have some question and answers from the members of the public. So who are we? Healthwatch is your health and social care champion. We make sure NHS leaders and other decision makers hear your voice and use your feedback to improve care. We listen to your experiences of using health and social care services and share them with those with the power to make change happen. And we can also provide you with information and advice. We can support you by signposting you to local support groups. We can share information and advice about you or your family members' healthcare, and we can listen to your experience of using health and social care services in Bury. And these are our contact details. I will now stop sharing my screen and hand over to our guest speaker.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. I'll just go and share my screen. If you could just let me know that you're able to see that.
Yeah, I can see your screen now. Thank you. Sorry, Alison, you're on mute.
Okay, have you got me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Right. Okay, so as Anne-Marie said, I'm Alison Chapman. I'm a cancer care coordinator. I work for the NHS. Part of my job is to encourage and promote bowel cancer awareness and also the screening programs. So what is bowel cancer? So it's referred to as a few different things, which can also be known as colon cancer or rectal cancer. So as you can see in the diagram, it's all a part of your digestive system. Cancer can be apparent in any part of the bowel, right from the rectum to the large or the small bowel. Bowel cancer is unfortunately one of the most common cancers in the UK. It typically starts as a benign tumour, and it's often started in the form of a polyp. A polyp doesn't necessarily present itself as cancerous, but over time it can become cancerous. The seriousness of bowel cancer depends on how large the cancer actually is. So in particular, if you've had a lot of symptoms, which I'm going to go into shortly, for some time and not acted on them, not seen a doctor, for example, then you're allowing, the more time that you don't act on it, you're allowing the cancer more time to grow. So it allows it then time to get bigger and to spread to other areas. It also depends on your general health as well. Bowel cancer screening has been brought into place because it can pick up on early cancer symptoms for the bowel. If we catch those symptoms and that cancer early, it means that it's more able to be treated. Okay, so I've got a short video here for you. It shows what the symptoms are of bowel cancer. I will just reiterate that on occasions, people may only have one of these symptoms. Occasionally, it is quite rare, but occasionally people won't display any symptoms at all. But more often than not, you will have some, maybe all of the symptoms. So it's just a point of listening to your body, really. I'll just play this video and we'll talk a little bit more after.
Under 120 people.
Just checking I've got volume back again, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, I can hear you fine, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Sorry, it should have picked up where we left off. Sorry about that. Okay, so it talked a lot about what the symptoms are, which is really important. We're going to recap those again just shortly. So what is bowel cancer screening? I'm going to show you another clip in a little while about what to do when you receive your bowel cancer screening kit. But just to tell you a little bit about what it is. It's available for you in Bury from the age of 54. Okay, this is where we're currently up to. It is being reduced to age 50. Okay. However, that's going to take time to roll out and to expand. The age limit is actually reduced quite considerably. So it's taken some time to reduce the age of screening programs. So every 2 to 3 years, you should receive a kit in the post with a little, it's only quite small, plastic container with your bowel screening, and that's your bowel screening kit. So from the age of 50, however, those who are between ages of 50 and 54, that's just going to take time to roll out. Okay, so you should be in Bury. If you're 54, you should have received your bowel screening kit. If you haven't, I am going to give you a telephone number and you can ring up and ask them to send one out to you. So it should be sent out every 2 to 3 years. It comes in the post. You do the test kit at home in the privacy of your own home. It's just one sample of poo that's checked, and it picks up on small traces of blood in the poo. Okay, these traces of blood may not be visible, so you may not see them. However, that being said, I would always advise people to check the toilet when they've been for a poo, to check the paper. Also listen to other signs and symptoms in your body, such as stomachache, things like that. But whenever you are going to the toilet, do check both the toilet and the paper as well when you go. It used to be that when you did a bowel screening, you used to have to do 3 separate samples. So, and what happened is that people didn't like the kit being sat in the bathroom whilst they were waiting till they next needed to go to the toilet. So what they did is they made it that it was just one sample that you give. So literally, as soon as you've done that one sample, you're then sealing it back into the sample pot. You're putting it into the envelope that's given to you, and you're putting it in the post box. So you can just go literally from doing the sample, obviously washing your hands, etc., sealing it up, making sure you've dated it, and put it in the post box. And then it's gone out of your house. It's not sat around. It's the only screening program that men have at the moment. Women, as we know, have 3 screening programs. So it's cervical, breast, and bowel. However, unfortunately, men, it's the women that actually do the test more for the bowel screening. So come on, you need to catch up and get on the ball with that. So this is an animation here, and it is really useful. And you know, it's not something that any of us like to talk about in particular, and I accept that. But I think this animation just details how to do the sample really quite straightforward. It's not complicated, and hopefully you won't find it too unpleasant. It's something that we all do, you know, so it's something that we should start talking about more, really. Okay, Anne-Marie, if you could just let me know that you can hear and see this okay, that would be great.
I can see it fine. I can't hear it, but I can see the subtitles.
Sorry you couldn't hear that. Can you hear me again now, Anne-Marie?
Yes, I can hear you great. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So as Anne-Marie let me know, then you couldn't hear that second video, unfortunately. But Anne-Marie is going to share this as well. But I think you did have the subtitles on there. So things to remember. All right. No, as I said before, none of us like to talk about our body functions, but they are completely natural. You know what is normal for you. So it's really important to listen to your body, to notice and observe any changes that are going on and act on them quickly. Don't be, and I do see it quite a lot, that we've had a patient referred for suspected cancer and they've had symptoms, for example, stomach ache, diarrhea, blood in the poo, and they've had this for 6 months and they haven't gone to the doctor because they were embarrassed. The doctor sees and talks to patients every day about these things. Don't be embarrassed. As soon as those symptoms start, if they're ongoing for 2 to 3 weeks, get in your doctor, get them talked about. The doctor will give you another sample to do, and then the next steps are normally to have a camera, which is inserted into the bottom. But don't avoid talking about these symptoms. As I say, anything over 2 to 3 weeks of change of symptoms is not normal. So see your doctor. Any concerning symptoms, as I've just said, such as blood in the poo, toilet paper, a change in your toilet habits. So that could be either way. It could be diarrhea or it could be constipation. Weight loss is also a really, really big symptom of most cancers, actually. Weight loss when you're not trying to lose weight. Okay, and that weight loss may come off quite quickly, may come off slowly. But I think the thing to remember is if you're not trying to lose the weight. Any stomach pain that you're having, and also any feelings that when you've been to the toilet, you haven't fully emptied your bowels, and you're feeling quite quickly that you need to go back to the toilet again. Tiredness and fatigue. So it might be that you're not particularly a person that feels tired, and then all of a sudden you feel really exhausted and needing to sleep, and it's just not you. Again, these are symptoms that you need to talk to your doctor about. Most colorectal cancer, and remember that can be also referred to as rectal cancer, anal cancer. It comes with lots of different terms. Most of them are due to older age and lifestyle factors. But that said, there are a small number of cases due to underlying genetic disorders. Also, family history can be a part of that as well. So know your family history and just be more alert if you've got a family history of colorectal cancer. Risk factors include diet. So all these risk factors are things that each and every one of us can do every day of our lives. They are not going to mean you are never going to get cancer, but these are the things we can control. Unfortunately, cancer is something that is not biased. It's not selective. It doesn't depend on, you can live the healthiest of lifestyles and get cancer, but we know that if you do live a healthy lifestyle, it makes cancer less of a chance for you. So control the things that you are able to. So be eating a healthy diet. We need to reduce obesity levels. Smoking is a contributory factor to 69 cancers, not just lung cancer. Be physically active. A lack of physical activity contributes to cancer. Dietary factors that increase the risk include red meat. So I'm not saying don't eat red meat or processed meat or have alcohol, but just have them in moderation. So don't be having them in any excess. Bowel cancer can be cured if caught early. So don't be embarrassed. If you've got any of these symptoms lasting over 2 weeks, get to your doctor. If you haven't received your bowel screening kit, this is a number that you need to ring. Just give them a call. It's a free phone number. Give them a call and they will get a bowel screening kit sent out to you. You will need to be within the age bracket, which, as I say, at the moment for Berry, it's age 54. but over the coming years, it will be reducing to age 50. So the phone number is 0800 707 6060. Just give them a call and they'll send a kit out to you. However, if you have symptoms, go to your doctor. Don't ring up for the kit. If you've just, say, for example, a month ago, done your bowel screening, you got your letter saying everything was okay, and then suddenly you start with symptoms, again, please get to your doctor. Okay. The doctor will ask you lots of questions, will give you another fit test similar to what the one that you may have just completed, but it is actually more sensitive. So even if you've just completed a bowel screening, and you start with symptoms shortly after, still get to your doctor. Okay, any questions at all? Be welcome to answer those now or in coming days. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for that, Alison. It was really helpful, really interesting as well, especially with the bowel screening kit and how to do it correctly.
Thanks, thanks, Anne-Marie.
For many people.
Yeah, we were talking before we went live, weren't we? And I said most people actually don't take the stick out of the pot, which I was quite surprised about. But I think when you've not done it before, it can seem a bit daunting and you don't really know how to do it. But please make sure you take that stick out of the tube and don't overload it either. Okay, so you're just literally going up and down, making sure that the grooves are all covered. But yeah, that is the most common reason why test kits are returned and patients have to redo them. So to avoid you having to do it a couple of times, just get it done right the first time.
That's great. Thank you. Really good information. We do have a couple of questions, and I know some of them you've already covered in the presentation as well. But might be just helpful to just go through some of them again.
Yeah, of course.
So a member of the public's asking, I have misplaced the bowel cancer screening kit I was sent. How do I order a new kit?
Okay, it's quite common. People put them somewhere safe and think I'll do it in a week's time or whatever, which is what they do. So always, I would say, keep it in the bathroom as soon as you receive it, and then it's there. If you've lost your kit, it's not a problem. Just ring the phone number that I've just given to you, and they can send a new one out to you. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that. Don't wait until your next 2 years to do the kit. Ring up and get another one.
That's great. Oh, thank you for that. Another one, again, that was covered in the presentation. How do I return my bowel screening kit, and when will I hear back about the results?
Okay, it depends on the time scale for hearing back. Normally, you're probably looking about 6 to 8 weeks for that to be returned back to you, to say whether your bowel screening kit has been negative or whether you need to have further investigations. You're simply doing one test only and then putting it in the envelope that you will get with your kit. And then you can put that straight into the normal post box. It doesn't need to be sent in any particular way. It doesn't need to be taken to your doctors. It's just put in the post box. That changes actually if your doctor gives you a fit test kit. That does need to be returned to the doctors, but your regular bowel screening needs to go back into the post.
Right, that's great.
Is that clear, Anne-Marie, or should I just go over that again?
Sorry?
Was that clear, or would you like me to go over that again?
No, I think that's clear enough.
Yes,
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that makes sense. And we've just got one last question. So somebody who's says, I have a physical disability and I'm struggling to collect the test sample. Is there any support available for anybody with disability, I suppose?
Yeah, so you can have a carer who can help you and support you in doing the sample test kit. So what they can do is just assist you in doing that. That's absolutely fine. We have lots of people throughout the country who have disabilities that need support in doing that. Yeah, so you can have support and somebody else can help do that test with you. That's not a problem at all. If you're
Okay,
still struggling, you
excellent.
could speak to your surgery and ask for advice as to how to get that test to them.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thanks very much for the presentation today. It was really, really good. And I'll
Well,
include the links in the video
thank you.
description and the comments as well, so anybody can kind of go back and check on those.
That's brilliant, Anne-Marie. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks a lot for that.
All right. Thank you. Lovely seeing you again. Take care.
Nice to see you as well. Have a lovely weekend.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.